Oh man, what a glorious few days this has been since Donald Trump won the 2024 presidential election. This video, we have a few absolute meltdowns coming from people like Jimmy Kimmel, who actually cried live in front of his audience. We have Stephen Colbert, who also broke down in front of his audience about the Trump winning the 2024 election. We have The View breaking down, and they're arguing with each other, yelling at each other live on air. Crazy stuff happening. The left is absolutely melting down because they understand not only have they lost this election, but they're going to lose multiple elections in the future if they continue down this path. And it looks like they're just continuing doing the same exact thing that got them to lose this one. If you think about the things that got them to lose this one, it's the identity politics stuff. You know, you must vote for Kamala Harris because if you're a woman and you don't vote for Kamala Harris, your reproductive rights are going to get taken away. Nonsense, but that's what they banked on. It didn't work. I think 52% of women voted for Trump overall in the country. And now they're not sitting back and saying, oh, maybe our narratives were a little bit messed up. Maybe we shouldn't have gone that route. But they're saying, in fact, white women are the problem. White women are racist, are sexist, are misogynistic, all the istophobes in the book. They're doubling down on all these things. So to me, that's great because it was annoying at first, but now Donald Trump has won. It's like, it doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't, like, you can call us all the names that you want. We won. So the propaganda is not working anymore, clearly. Anyway, let's get into these meltdowns, man. Absolutely glorious stuff. Let's check out this first one, dude. This screenshot is so amazing. Jimmy Kimmel is holding back actual tears, says Lives of TikTok. Let's check out this clip here from Jimmy Kimmel's show where he actually broke down in tears.
Let's be honest. It was a terrible night last night. It was a terrible night for women, for children, for the hundreds of thousands of hardworking immigrants who make this country go. For healthcare, for our climate, for science, for journalism, for justice, for free speech. It was a terrible night for poor people, for the middle class, for seniors who rely on Social Security.
You know what's funny about this? The most hilarious part about Jimmy Kimmel melting down and actually crying real tears on his show and his audience applauding about it. He just listed off all these things. This terrible night for poor people, for black people, for immigrants, all these things. He's crying for what? He is not any of these things. He is a rich, white, straight man. He is none of these things. Why does this make him cry? If it's a horrible night for all of those other people and he can't list himself, it should be a great night for you, right? I guess he said horrible night for journalism. He might still count himself as a journalist, but nobody else does. Anyway, let's continue this.
Security for our allies in Ukraine, for NATO, for the truth and democracy and decency. And it was a terrible night for everyone who voted against him. And guess what? It was a bad night for everyone who voted for him, too. You just don't realize it yet. Let's be honest.
It was an amazing night for basically everybody that you just listed off. For poor people, for rich people, for the citizens of Ukraine, for the citizens of Russia, or the people who are going out and fighting these wars. Donald Trump has said multiple times when asked, what are you going to do with the Ukraine-Russia war? What are you going to do with the Middle East stuff? He says, I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired of having to answer these questions. I want the killing to stop. I want the dying to stop. And I believe him that he's the kind of person that can get that stuff done. I do think that should be one of the top priorities, is to just end these wars. And yeah, I don't know how much of this is propaganda. I don't know how much of this is just people spreading lies. I don't know how to verify this stuff. But you see these headlines popping up left and right. Zelensky's congratulating Trump. I'm sure he's probably not very happy that Trump is president. But China is coming out and saying that they're ready to have a better relationship with the United States after the Trump victory. Vladimir Putin has come out and immediately said he's willing to start negotiations with Donald Trump to end this war in Ukraine. The guy hasn't even taken office yet. And this stuff is already happening. Like I said, I don't know how to tell if it's true or not. I'm sure some of it's true, some of it's not. Some of it's spun in a way that benefits Trump a little bit more. But regardless, it's more happening than when Joe Biden was president. It's more happening than if Kamala Harris was president. In regards to the poor people and everything like that, it's a great night for them too. It's a great night for immigrants as long as you're here legally and not illegally. That's the only, if you're here illegally, you should be deported. It's as simple as that. We have laws for a reason. You don't see Jimmy Kimmel saying it's a bad night for murderers because Donald Trump's going to come in and he's going to do his best to stop murder. No, he's not saying that. But for some reason, the illegal immigrants thing just, it breaks their brain. Anyway, we have also this clip here, just as glorious, from Kyle Becker. The majority has spoken and they said they don't care that much about democracy. Stephen Colbert proves that adage that Democrats don't really understand democracy. Democracy is not paternalistic rule by smug, vapid elites. Stephen Colbert, your ilk was rejected on Tuesday. Cope. Let's get into this clip here. Absolutely glorious from Stephen Colbert.
I'm your host, Stephen Colbert. Well, it happened again. After a bizarre and vicious campaign fueled by a desperate need not to go to jail, Donald Trump has won the 2024 election.
Oh, yeah.
Almost like you rehearsed that. The deep shock and sense of loss is enormous. Okay, but let's look at the bright side. This way, at least, there'll be a peaceful transfer of power.
If you enjoy content like this, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It really does help me out a ton. Let's get back to the video.
Mike Pence, ollie ollie Oxenfree. All day yesterday, I was walking around proudly wearing my I voted sticker. Today, I wore my I am questioning my fundamental belief in the goodness of humanity sticker. Yeah, they give those out. They give those out at the bake sale. Right outside. Now, as a late night host, people often say to me, come on, part of you's got to want Trump to win because he gives you so much material to work with. No. No one tells the guy who cleans the bathroom, wow, you must love it when someone has explosive diarrhea. There's so much material for you to work with. Come on.
It's obviously different. We know that these news stations like CNN wants Trump to win. They make much more money whenever Trump is winning. You know, that's just facts. That's why the whole Fox News thing with the last election where they called Arizona early, they're saying that they're sabotaging Trump. They're supposedly sabotaging the side that they want to win, when in fact they're sabotaging the side that they actually want to lose. It's better for Fox News if Trump loses. It's better for Stephen Colbert if Trump wins. It's fact. It's 100% fact. It gets your audience a whole lot more riled up. You know, for me and our side, my feeling of the whole thing, the 2024 election, is relief. Whereas the other side is despair and anger, which is a way stronger emotions. It's way more likely that people will tune in to Stephen Colbert to trash on Trump when he's actually in office versus out of office. It's pretty obvious. And in regards to like the janitor comparison that he made, it's really stupid. Janitors don't get paid based on how much poo they have to clean. They get paid a salary or an hourly wage. Stephen Colbert's show makes money based on how many people tune in. If Donald Trump is in office, more people tune in to the shows that are trashing on Donald Trump versus Donald Trump being out of office and irrelevant to the culture. I don't even understand the comparison there. It's so disingenuous to his audience.
Now, you understand that? That good? I wish, you wish, so many of us wish this hadn't happened, but that is not for us to decide. This is a democracy. That's democracy with a capital duh. And in this democracy, the majority has spoken, and they said they don't care that much about democracy. And I want to take a moment to congratulate Kamala Harris and Tim Walz on running an amazing 107-day campaign.
It was one of the worst campaigns ever. Actually, one of the worst campaigns ever run. Think about what Kamala Harris did. You know your campaign is bad when even before the election happened, before Donald Trump won, all these meltdowns started happening from Jimmy Kimmel and everybody. Before that even happened, people were saying that it looked like Kamala Harris was trying to lose on purpose because her campaign was so bad. People like Anna Kasparian and Cenk Uygur have been criticizing, and they're on the left, they're voting for Kamala Harris, have been saying that Kamala Harris is going to lose because of how bad her campaign is for a long ass time. And we've been sitting back saying it looks like she's trying to lose. She has Meg Thee Stallion twerking. She has Cardi B giving speeches, reading off herself. Like, what is she doing? There's nothing about her campaign that was good. So that's another lie.
No, come on. That was extraordinary. Right out of the gate. They hit it right out of the gate. Firstly, I hope they stay in touch. I know they're really good at texting.
I don't even get that joke. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. But we have more glorious meltdowns to go through. We have Clay Travis here. The View ladies are losing their minds on air, now yelling at each other over Trump's win. So much fun. And you could tell, I know that Alyssa Farah Griffin, whatever her name is, she's supposed to be like the token conservative on the table. She doesn't really have any actual conservative beliefs, but you could tell she has a little bit of common sense left in her brain, where she is trying to say to the other ladies of The View, Sunny Hostin and Whoopi Goldberg and these idiots, we shouldn't take away from this that Puerto Ricans and Latino voters are racist or sexist or misogynistic or all the other istophobes. We should actually take away from this that maybe we should stop using that rhetoric and trying to shame people into voting for our side, because it obviously is not working. Donald Trump won the popular vote by a wide margin. Let's get into this clip here.
And finally, we talk a lot about these different demographics and these assumptions of where they're going to go. Latinos in Texas, a district that's 97% Latino, went 75 percentage points for Donald Trump. Why?
Misogyny.
It's on the border.
It's
the border
misogyny.
crisis is on their doorstep.
So
and they were begging people to care about it for years. We
Misogyny
need to
and
take some
sexism.
lessons.
That's what that was.
The lessons are not
Knock,
misogyny
knock.
and sexism.
Who's there? Oh my gosh, it's Whoopi.
Whoopi just went on I don't even know what that was. Just like a schizo rant at the end there. But it's so crazy how they're still saying, after all this, that it's because of misogyny and sexism. I don't even think they truly believe that. I think that's a coping mechanism. And I think that's why Hollywood has gone so woke. I think that's why they hire constant female directors that they know will not get the job done, that they know are going to make trash movies. It's so whenever their movies suck, they can just say, oh, that's just the racist and sexist, you know? That's why they hire these super woke actresses and actors, so that whenever their stuff sucks and it flops and makes no money, it loses a ton of money, they can just say, oh, it's the racist and sexist. I think it's just a coping mechanism for these people. There's no way that they're that stupid to actually believe that's what's happening. And you could tell the token conservative there has a little bit of common sense left in her brain. She's like, no, it's just, guys, this stuff is not working. It's because they live on the border and they're seeing the crisis in real time. But they're like, nah, it's just racist and sexist. That's it. Like if you live in a country that's genuinely over 50% by a good margin racist and sexist, voting for someone who makes them racist and sexist, voting for a fascist that they call this guy Hitler, you might want to leave. This probably is not the country for you. I don't understand. Why are you staying if you genuinely believe these things? We also have one more meltdown here from MSNBC. Let's get into this one. Absolutely glorious stuff.
Information become the accepted information. It is washed over us. Elon Musk, he buys Twitter, and then he uses it almost exclusively to be a propaganda machine, and we've accepted it. We've accepted a narrative that despite an actually great economic recovery, the vibes don't feel good. So we want to reject it and get something else. And the person we are now betting on to change all of it is Donald Trump. A man who did two almost impossible things. He won the American presidency twice, and he drove a casino into the ground. What will the future hold now that America has just decided that we're going to F around and find out?
These people, I actually kind of feel bad for them, because I genuinely think they would be a lot more happy if they just accepted the uncomfortable truth that they've been lied to for so long. It's so funny how they're trying to use the same talking points that we use back on us, where she's saying Donald Trump or Elon Musk bought Twitter and is now using it as a propaganda machine. Do you not understand that every single social media platform outside of this one is a propaganda machine for the left? Every single, except for the ones who are obviously propaganda machines for the right, like Fox News, every single mainstream media outlet is a propaganda machine for the left. Every single one. And now they're also using the same talking point where they didn't want Trump to win in 2020, even though things were going well. The majority outside of the pandemic of the Trump presidency was really good for most Americans. Even though that was the case, he tweeted out some mean things, so they wanted to elect someone else, and they elected a literal dead corpse of a man, Joe Biden. And now she's saying, MSNBC is saying, and I've seen other people say this as well, everything is going well. The economy is making a great recovery, right, guys? It's so amazing how good the economy is right now. But the vibes are bad, so we're not going to vote for Trump, for Biden. It's funny how they're using the exact same talking points that we used. Maybe they are learning a little bit. I hope they don't learn. I hope they continue to do the Sunny Hostin thing. Oh, they're just racist and sexist. It will push so many more people away from the woke left. It'll be amazing. Anyway, let me know in the comments what you guys think about all these meltdowns from people like Jimmy Kimmel, from Stephen Colbert, from these MSNBC hosts. The View, it's so awesome. I love it. I hope this never stops. I wish Trump could win every year. I wish there was a new election Trump could win every year so we could see these meltdowns, man. I'm going to miss it. I'm going to miss it so much whenever Trump can't run anymore, because I don't think it'll be the same. There'll never be a boogeyman like Donald Trump, no matter who it is. It doesn't matter if it's J.D. Vance, if it's Vivek Ramaswamy, whoever runs after him, the only person or people who it could be is Trump's children. So if it's, whether it's Laura Trump, Eric Trump, Don Jr., whatever, that's the only people who could incite meltdowns like this again, I think. But I don't even know if they could do it like Donald Trump. I don't know. I don't think it could happen. Anyway, let me know in the comments what you think about all these leftists melting down about Donald Trump's victory in the 2024 presidential election.